drinking problems, but I do want you to show some seriousness about your job and seriousness about tourism. We had an international boycott of Portland declared by Shaun King, a pretty famous activist who's on a lot of media channels due to the brutality out there. So on one side of your mouth, you may be talking about biodynamics and water preservation and respect of the salmon. I just want to really put out there that I am vegan in diet. I don't eat cheese, milk, honey. I don't believe in eating animals. Sometimes wine processing really needs a higher level of certification to be certified vegan, because some of the clarification processes with wine make it actually not vegan. So I want to say that just because you're vegan or go to VegFest or support vegetarianism or nonviolence in your way of living doesn't mean that you can't understand and respect the spiritual aspects of the relationship with the land and the water and the salmon that was arising in the indigenous people who were colonialized and exploited through this nasty pattern of dominance, destruction, industrialization, pollution, and bioaccumulation. And the principle of bioaccumulation is that every bit of smog or lead or toxics or pharmaceuticals that are in our water and our air will soak into organic matter, so that if a fish eats another fish that has bioaccumulated toxicity, you have toxic buildup. And right now we have a system of overfishing in our oceans that has not replenished this stock. So I have 29 full seconds. I thank you so much for not being rude today, Charlie. Who got into? Did your city attorneys talk to you? Who do they work for? I mean, who is the city? Are we the city, or are you the city? Because we are ultimately their actual clients, we the people of Portland. You represent us and you are our servant, and we have asked you to resign for your failures of leadership. Not to say you haven't done good things, and I want to be positive. I said I love you, and I said resign. So I'm saying I resign, and I love you. It's in your best interest. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Lightning. I represent Lightning Watchdog PDX. One of the points that I liked being brought up was on the salmon safe certification toward new development projects, and such as Paul Allen at Vulcan Real Estate, who has a real concern on the environment, on the salmon, and enjoys his very beautiful yacht, the Octopus, that he enjoys quite a bit out in the ocean. But the reality is that when people begin to focus on this and understand that we need clean water, clean air, and we need to focus on that, because in the past we have had entities and businesses begin to put profit over protecting the environment. And from the city of Portland's position, I'll use an example, is that when we're talking stormwater runoff, such as at the Willamette boat ramp, we need to focus on these properties and also understanding when we're allowing things to go into the water, and when we're talking dredging, the city can make a stand and understand best practices are to take contaminated silt from the Willamette and dump it into the center of the Columbia. When you allow that to happen and do not speak up, that is not salmon safe. You have to stand up and speak up and say, it may cost more money. We might need to go to the Oregon Marine Board and get some type of a grant, but you do not pour pollution into the river. Society is stepping up now. We're not putting up with it anymore. We're not happy about the Superfund cleanup. And by the way, the Superfund cleanup, get ready, Governor Brown, because I'm proposing to drop the whole bill on you. And you can pay for all the submersible land pollution and then worry about getting funded down the line. But you can take care of your submersible land since you own it and pay the whole bill. And I'm not talking $1 billion. I want you to pay $10 billion for the Portland Harbor Superfund cleanup, and you figure out where you're going to get that money. And again, we need to stop polluting the river. stop allowing the city of Portland to get permits to remove toxic silt from the Willamette and dump it into the Columbia, and then get your salmon safe certification, which I think you should have it pulled for those type of actions. And that is you, Commissioner Fritz, allowing that to happen, not speaking up, and stopping you from polluting this beautiful river that should never have been polluted to begin with. Thank you for your time.
You go ahead.
Yes, my name is Robert West. I'm with Film the Police 911. And I want to congratulate you on the Salmon Safe. It's just unfortunate that the women and children in this community are not safe. The 12th of this month, police beat and pepper sprayed women and shoved them downstairs, including one that was missing a leg, and injured a lady that had brain surgery. And like Keith Davis has said several times, this city is known to be the #1 city for child trafficking. So instead of having the police do what they're supposed to be doing, which is enforcing the laws, you send them against peaceful protesters in riot gear, and you beat up women and children, and you pepper spray the women and children. That's not cool, you know. And you know, you might get awards and say how salmon safe this is, but the women and children of this community are not safe. They're not safe under your command because you don't know what's, you know, you're the police commissioner, and you just allow the police to brutalize women and children, and you think that's good. You don't put any money forward to, or very little money forward to stop child trafficking in this town. I'd be ashamed of myself if I were you. In fact, what another thing I have to say is you should resign, Mayor. You're not doing nothing. You took the hat of police commissioner, you know, and you're not doing anything. All you are is a conflict of interest between the mayor's office and the police department. You know, and this city is a standing joke. You know, people are going to sit there and say, yeah, it's salmon safe, but yet you brutalize women and children and disabled people. I've brought up several times about the parking of disabled people along Waterfront Avenue. Business owners sit there and park in 2-hour, 3-hour spots, and not in spots where, you know, the exempt plates where they can park with exempt placards, when they got exempt placards in their car. And then when someone that's disabled wants to go down and enjoy the waterfront, or go down by the fire department, or go down by the piers, they got to park 5, 6, 7 blocks away because these business owners are taking up these spots that disabled people should have. Charlie, you need to pay attention to your city, not sit up in the mayor's office and talk and kick it with just the rich people. You need to see what the city's about. You needed to go out there and experience getting pepper sprayed like these women and children were.
Okay, thanks very much. Next, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the runoff that goes into our rivers and our oceans. And I was here on the 12th when you had like a cluster of people that were being pushed out the back door, I'm going to talk about pepper spray and chemicals and that running off into the river. But before I get to that point, while all the pepper spray was going on in here and in the stairs, there was a cluster of people, and I was outside and I was watching, and I honestly thought that I was watching a murder happening before my eyes. There was a young man being trampled while people are being also simultaneously being pepper sprayed all on the street. They're using it all on the street. It's running into our oceans. How does that affect the fish? I don't think you care. I mean, if you don't care about people being having chemical weapons deployed on them, I just really doubt that you care about Salmon Safe City. Or you're trying, but it's such a joke. It's such a joke that you sit here and you're acting like you're doing something nice, and you almost murdered somebody. I think that was the intention. There's a woman, her name is Sarah Long. She was sprayed with pepper spray, and she's sitting outside, it's on video, and she's suffering for like 15 to 20 minutes straight. You hear it on video, and the police are just surrounding her. You know, safe city? That's a joke. There's chemicals, weapons sprayed all over the city in a place where we have rain, and it rains on that chemical, runs into the oceans. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Give me back my phone. I had my phone taken away. I was let off at midnight after there's absolutely I have been arrested twice for asserting my First Amendment rights. I was left to fend for myself. After midnight, I was released, a woman, without anything, because my bags were stolen. My phone is stolen. You all still have my phone, even though there's absolutely no charges against me. It was a false imprisonment, I think. I don't really know why I was ejected and put in jail. I was taken out of this city hall, domestic violence style, without anybody. No, I still have 2 seconds. Don't interrupt me.
Actually, you're done. Mr. Wilkins, go ahead.
Give me back my phone.
On this issue last week, I talked about students making their own bottled water.
Put your name in the record.
Oh, Shedrick Wilkins. My view is that it'll take thousands of years to clean up the Willamette River, let it flush naturally. Lightning talks about $10 billion. I don't think it will do any effect. My own view is...
Folks, do not interrupt. Go ahead, please.
In 1996, there was a flood in which President Clinton came out in Mara Veracast. It almost flooded over the banks of the Willamette River. We also dipped into the Columbia River well water for the first time, and then there's accusations there's a radon. About that time, or maybe Hanford, my daughter got bladder cancer. My thing is, I think at that time, they should have issued a warning that pregnant women and young children should not drink the water and drink bottled water. Okay? I don't believe in this idea that you can, I'm sorry, like, we have contaminated the water, it's impossible to clean it up, but we should spend more money making sure when children are young, they have a sensitive immune system. We're bigger, we're adults. My daughter was conceived, or she was just born when we had drank of this water. Okay? I think we should make a science in Oregon, since we like water, we have a low population, of filtering water. Okay, I make a joke that I drink beer because it comes from Wisconsin and they boil it and it's got fluoride in it, but that's okay. I mean, I'm just saying that's pure water, and the Bull Run water is not filtered. It's not filtered. So just drink bottled water, and I like to encourage high school students to make distilled water that's pure and give it to the fountains or something. Stop this idea that you're going to have pure water. It's impossible. And it's not a local problem. All major rivers in the United States, like Michigan, are contaminated.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Recall fish.
Anyone else? All right, then let's take a vote, please.
Recall fish.
Really appreciate the work of the bureaus and of San Francisco. Call out some of the plaudits that San Francisco gave to the Bureau of Transportation, page 13 of the report. PBOT employs significant management practices and programs that are innovative and consistent with San Jose standards, including innovative stormwater wetland improvement